Good morning, everyone. Jeri Bellini here. Welcome to Texture Tags on Tuesday, episode 11. So I'm having my coffee this morning and my brain is going like 800 miles a minute. So I decided to come on and talk to you for a couple minutes. Anyway, this week's texture tag is weaving again because I'm really having so much fun with weaving and there's so many different ways to weave. So I'm going to play with the weaving technique for a little bit. But this week I did circular weaving and I did it on a piece of cardboard. And I'm going to talk about this in a second. So here's the tag for this week. And if you want to see close-up pictures, they are at the end. But as I was working on this, I was thinking, how do I want to do this, whatever. And I'm going to talk to you about all this in the video. I show you some of these. These are Dorset buttons and they are created on rings, okay? So I didn't show you how to do this on a ring, and you can also do it on an embroidery hoop. I stuck to the cardboard. And if you're interested and would like to see more and would like to see how I would do it on a ring, this is like an embroidery hoop or something, anything round that has a big fat hole in it, leave me a comment, please, and say, I want to hear more. If I get enough comments that people are interested in going a little further with this, I will do another video. So that being said, let's set that aside for a second. Now let's get back to the cardboard. So this morning when I woke up, I was thinking, if you took a big piece of cardboard, like say in the back of your mind, you're thinking about using it on a book cover, right? For an altered book. I love altered books. You could take a big piece of cardboard and you can do like a whole garden. You could do different sizes. I would decoupage or collage or use tissue paper or something on the cardboard, and then I would do the flower, right? And you could make a whole garden and then just attach that piece of cardboard right onto a book. So I love to come up with ways of how we can use our textures that we're doing each week. And so that I thought was a cool way. So, all right, that's enough of that. Let me know if you want me to share with you how I might do something on a hoop. And I really had a lot of fun with this. I love this little tag. So this I used the art yarn bundles, and this I used Sari silk, and you'll get, like I said, a close-up at the end. So let's get started with our tag. Enough of the yaya. All right, this week we are going to do another weaving project. Last week we did this little piece, and it was called pin weaving, and it was done on a little core board loom. So this week we are going to do round, weaving in the round, and thank you to Deborah, one of my subscribers. She mentioned that she wove in the round, and I asked her to show me, and she did, and I said, my gosh, that looks like fun, so let's give it a try. And as I was thinking about it this morning, I remembered that I actually did do some weaving in the round a couple years ago. I made these Dorset buttons. And yeah, so look how cute they are. Aren't they adorable? And I remember them being a lot of fun. So this one I made, and then I went in and put French knots inside. And I used these little plastic rings that I got on Amazon. So you could totally, use something like that. You can use whatever, anything that's round you can use. I even went so far as to cut a ring out of cardboard, so it can be worked on this as well. So, but for today, we are going to focus on doing it on a piece of cardboard. And this one I actually did right on our tag. And this one I just did on a separate piece of cardboard that would fit on the tag if I wanted to use it there, or I can cut it out and use it on something. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do today. What you're going to need is a piece of cardboard, and a circle template, or if you don't have a template, you can just draw a circle. So I want this to fit on the tag, so I've chosen a 2-inch circle. So just draw a 2-inch circle on your cardboard or cardstock or whatever you're going to use. I would say something a little heavier than cardstock. This isn't real thick cardboard, but it's not cardstock, so it's a nice weight. And after you do that, you're going to poke holes in it on the line around the outside edge, and you need an uneven amount of holes. It really doesn't matter how many you have, just so long as it's uneven. And I would suggest, I don't really know how to measure it out, so I just eyeball it. I would suggest using a pencil first and just kind of going around and spacing them. Now, I did 2 of these already. One I did on our texture tag and one I did on the piece of cardboard. This one I actually poked 25 holes, and this one has 13 holes. So it doesn't matter how many holes you put in, you're going to get basically a similar thing. So this one you can see more of the weaving lines, and this one, because of the ribbon that I used, they're kind of hidden. So I'm just going to pencil mark around here. I'm aiming for 13 to 15. But if you do it with a pencil first, and then as you get closer to, you know, this space here, you can spread them out or make them closer, and it doesn't really matter if they're exact. All right, once you have all your holes punched, the first thing you're going to do is warp it, and I am going to use this green because I want to use some of this Sari silk that I have, this color. So I'm going to use this green. So you come up from the back and leave a little tail and go somewhat on the diagonal. Now, because there's uneven holes here, you're not going to go exactly straight across, but it's close enough. And then just keep moving over, going across. Now move over to the next hole, go across, go over to the next hole, and keep doing that all the way around. Then you're going to be left with one extra hole. We will be there in a second. So now we're left with this extra hole. So jump across from the back to that extra hole. Go in there. Okay, and remember we put a hole in the middle. Okay, so try to grab all these threads and go down into that hole. Okay, so that it's somewhat holding everything into the middle. You see, it's not perfect, but it's going to be good enough. And then flip this over and tie this in a knot. Just going to use my awl to try to keep that knot down at the bottom. And then just tie this in a knot. Doesn't matter where. I'm trying to get close to the hole, but it doesn't matter. Okay, and then just, you can cut this off, or if you want to do a little bit of weaving to start the center of the flower, you can do that. But I think I'm going to use pink in the center. The pink and green I think will look pretty. So I'm just going to take that off and get a piece of pink. So this is embroidery floss. and it's all 6 strands, but you can use yarn, you can use anything. So I'm just going to go back into that center hole and just try not to pierce anything when you come back up. And then you can tie this to that string so it stays. Okay. And I'll cut this off. Okay, so that's what we got on the back. So now we're just going to weave. We're going to go under and over, so, or over, under, whatever. Over, under, over, and only do a couple stitches at a time. Honestly, you know, I've done a couple of these, just experimenting with the whole thing, and to play with the color combinations is really fun. Yeah, I've been spending the whole day doing this. I don't know where Brian is. He's outside somewhere, and it feels like winter today. It's windy and cold. We're supposed to have some crazy thunderstorms, though. That is spring. You never know what you're going to get. All right, so while I'm just doing this, let's see, what can I tell you? I went to the eye doctor last week, and finally, my vision is so bad. She thought I had cataracts because it had changed so much. It was so bad. I don't know what happened. But thank goodness I don't. I have like the very, 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 very beginning of maybe a mild something going on in my eye, but cataract thing. But she said, no, not to worry. I have 20/20 vision. So when you're doing this, just, you know, just keep your tension good. And, but my vision really changed a lot, and that's why I've been having so many headaches. So I did go and picked out new glasses yesterday. Bri took me, and you won't even notice a difference probably because they look very similar to the ones I have now. I just really like the ones I have now. They're super comfortable on my face. So I am going to ask you a question that has nothing to do with what we're doing here. My doctor wanted me to get progressives because I can't see, and my mid-range has gotten so much worse. So I wear bifocals. I've had bifocals for, I don't know, 20 years. I'm really used to them, and I'm afraid of progressives. I feel like I might have tried them once and had a bad experience. I don't know. My eyes are so sensitive because, you know, I have dry eye really bad too. And migraines and blah, blah. So I have to be really careful with what glasses I get. They can't be too heavy. They can't lean on my face. It's like it's never ending. So please leave me a message in the comments. If you have progressives, if there's a tip on how to get used to them. My glasses should be ready in about, they said 2 weeks. And they said that I have 100 days to get used to them. And if I can't, then they won't give you your money back, but they'll give me bifocal glasses again. Oh, please, I just need to really get used to them. All right, so now that's a big enough center, I think, for my flower. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to poke my needle under here, and I'm going to hunt around for that hole. And look at that, I found it right away. Okay, so now that's coming out in the back. That's going to look super cute. I love pink and green. Which reminds me, I'm going to see Lila tomorrow. Well, it won't be your tomorrow. It's my tomorrow. Today is Sunday. I'm going to see her on Monday. And this video will come out on Tuesday. So I'll have already seen Lila by the time you watch this video. And I thought of her because her quilt is pink and green. And no, it's not finished. Oh, I'm so ashamed of myself. I was going to work on it today, but I said, Jeri, you have to do the texture tag because you're going to see Lila on Monday, and you're not going to want to do this on Tuesday. So there it is. All right, that's enough with the yaya. So now I'm going to use these two colors. I think are going to look beautiful here. And I've been making things in our texture tags that I can use. What did I do with my needle? Tell me, shout, shout. Here it is. That I can use on my scroll. Yeah, I'm being a cheater. Wait till you see what I'm doing on my scroll. I started a video it. All right, and wait. Oh, wait, we don't want to use this piece because it's got a little stitch there. We'll use it this way. Did you just follow that? Oh, I hope we're videoing. You know, I did a whole segment and we weren't even on the video. All right, so there we go. Story of my life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double weave this. I'm going to mix these two colors together. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that right now. So I can't go from the back because the hole is small and this is thick. All right, sorry. You know how things go when you're making a video. I zoomed you in for this particular portion and was over here. So I just have to make a small clip again. So this is a different card. So I have two different Sari silks, a dark green and a light green, and they both have needles on them. So I'm going to take this and go up through underneath. You can't go from the back with the Sari silk because you can't get through the hole. The hole's too small in the center of the card. So I'm just pulling it in, and I'm going to leave this tail, and I'll cover the tail when I go around. So just to get myself started, I'm going to go over and under just once. All right, now I'm going to take the second color that I'm going to use to make the twist, and I'm going to go into the same spot where this one is. And try not to pierce anything when you're doing this. And we're just going to ignore this for now. This is a little stitched piece to this piece of Sari silk, which I will be taking out as soon as I'm finished with this. So I'm just going to leave that there. So pretend it's just a tail, and when I go around, I'm going to cover this. Okay. So this one, the dark green, I'm going to take the needle off. Okay, I don't need the needle on both of them. And we're going to do a twist. We're going to twist these in here, and you're going to see how cute this is going to look. So this one needs to go over this one and under this one, and we're going to do one stitch at a time. Okay, so we're just going to get that started right there. And now we're going to do the next stitch. Okay, so now we're going to go over and under. And we're going to leave this loop. Okay, put my thumb in it, and I'm going to take the darker green and put it through the loop so that now the two are twisted. Sari silk has so many hairs. Okay, see how it's twisted right there? So I'm going to do that again. Just keep the green off to the side. So now I have to go over this one. And this is the tail. And we're just going to tuck that down there. This crochet hook is really handy for that. So now I'm going to go over this one and under this one. And this is just a kind of a different effect. And wait till you see the flower when it's finished. It's beautiful. Now don't pull it all the way down. Leave a loop. Okay. And then take the darker green one and put it through there. And then put it back over here. So you see how it's twisting? It's just twisting around. So you possibly could just twist them and put your needle in and go through together, but I don't know that you get the same look. This way you have a lot of control over what you're doing. So over and under. And when I pull that one through, I leave my finger there, right? So I make this loop. So I make the loop, and then I can take the dark green one, and I'm always going from the outside in, and then I'm putting it back to the outside. So see, when you start to pull it, it just twists around there. And if this wasn't on there, which I don't feel like cutting it off because I might use it for something, you would just cover this tail as you go around. Sorry. You would just cover the tail as you go around. And it would be locked in there. And what I like to do as I'm doing this is I take, every time I do that little twist, I stop and just make sure that this is, you know, just the way I like it. And if I don't like the way it's twisted, if it's too plain, then I back it out a little bit. And maybe, you know, twist this around so it's got more creases in it when it goes around. So I play with it a little bit. And I want some of the dark to show and some of the light. And now we're going to pick up where we left off in the video, because the rest of the video I am in frame. Sorry about that. Over this one, under this one. Now I'm going to stick that tail underneath there. Leave that loop. And go through the loop. So this is going to make it more dimensional. I got quiet there for a minute, sorry. This is going to make it more dimensional. I'm just going to use my crochet hook to pull this in under there a little bit closer, see? I love this little crochet hook. All right, now we're going to do another one. Okay, kind of almost like put my thumb in there, in that little space, and then go in. And I'm always going in one direction. I'm always going from the outside of the loop to the inside. I don't think it matters though, really. You'll just get a different kind of a twist. And I'm just going to keep doing that all the way around until I'm sick to death of it. Which I'm going to do the whole flower like this. With these two colors, I mean, because I like them. They're very antique-y looking. And you know I like that. Oops, I pulled it down without putting the green in. Okay, all right, just like that. Okay, so I decided to do the last round with just the green, so I just took the end of this and shoved it underneath. So now I'm just pushing, I'm pretty close to the circle, so I'm just pushing this back to see where to go, and I'm just going to do the green for this last row, and I'm going to leave it a little puffier. Just see, just a little bit, like just a little like that. I just thought would look cute. And I'm probably going to have to add another piece on because this is really short. I really like this darker green. It's got a lot of creases in it. I think it looks really cool. So, let's see, where am I? Okay, and I think I'm going to, go in here and then I'm going to go under. I'm going to take this and go underneath here. I'm really cutting it close here. Okay, just go under there. You kind of have to wiggle it to get it out. There it is. Okay, and now just I'll pull on this a little. Stick that back under there. Okay, so you can kind of leave it as is if you can just fool around with and pull out. So I'm just trying to pull out some of the green like that. I think it came out really cute. I think that's good. That looks good. I'm happy. I'm really happy with that. Sorry about that weird clip that I was down here. And there it is. There you have it. So I think I'm going to use this one on my scroll because of the colors. And since I did this one on the tag, I'm just going to leave it on the tag, and I'll maybe put some leaves or something on here and then right on the back of it. Yeah, well, I have stitches on the back of it, so maybe I'll just glue a piece of paper back there and write on that. I'll be back in a little bit with the finished product. Okay, here's our finished tag for Texture Tag Tuesday, number 11. And I drew a little bit around there, make it cute. And I did glue a piece of cardstock on the back to cover up the threads so I could write. So this was circle weaving using cardboard. Can use embroidery floss for the center and sari silk or all assorted yarns. Tapestry needle, crochet hook is handy, all 2-inch circle art yarn. I also used on this one, I used the art yarn bundle. And let's see, odd number of holes is important, and you can use it for decoration on a scroll, adornments for your hair, altered books, a purse, or a wall hanging. And there's probably other things that I'm just not thinking of now because it's getting late. And that's it. And I hope you enjoyed this production. Hope it wasn't too stressful for you. with my video clip faux pas. And just remember to keep moving. Just play, no rules, and try to find something every day to be grateful for. I'm always grateful for you. I'm grateful for the texture tags. I'm really enjoying them, and I especially love this one. Look at how thick that is. My gosh, it is so lovely. I'm going to cut this one off, and I'll cut it just outside of these holes, and then I'm going to use it on my scroll. Yes, my scroll. All right, thanks for watching. Bye for now.